Can everybody see my screen? Yeah, just give me a nod, hands up or something. Yeah, very good. All right, on today's webinar, we're going to talk about what's included in the webinar funnel, what platforms to use, and how to set up a webinar funnel start to end. I'm going to show you the basic ways. There's multiple different ways to go around setting up a webinar funnel, but I'm going to give you the easiest way I learned, what I use, and I implemented with my clients. So you guys don't get lost and confused, right? For those that don't know me, my name is Rich. I'm Ava's fiance, but I own the online digital content creator agency. It's a digital agency. And recently I opened up the Webinar Done For You agency as well. That's only about 72 hours old. And I started as an agency to help coaches like yourself to build their online courses, build their online programs, to build out the offers, to build the high ticket programs, sales funnels, websites, and now I'm doing webinars for you. You know, I've been working with some 6 and 7 figure coaches, so I understand the business, I understand what you guys need, understand what it takes to get to where you want to get in your business. So that's a little bit about me. Okay. So show hands or in the chat, tell me who is doing a webinar or who's looking to start. Let me see some hands. So I'll know what to talk about. Let me see who wants to do webinars, who's thinking of doing webinars. Isabel, I see you want to, looking to start. Anybody else looking to start? Or a few more looking to start? Great. So it's amazing that I get this chance and opportunity to come in a webinar like this and teach you guys what I know. And I'm hoping that's the same thing you guys want to do. But where frustration starts, it started with myself, is not knowing how to set up a backend. When I first started doing webinars, it was absolutely, what can I say? Mind the language, it was a shit show trying to get the platform set up. Absolutely. I was using Kajabi, I was using ClickFunnels, I was using Mailerlite, MailerLite, anything to get my hands on. Went onto YouTube, learned from whoever I thought was the best, joined an agency, they taught me how to do it. Absolutely time consuming, failed. And by the time I got in the webinar, I was just so stressed and frustrated that, you know, I couldn't deliver the message I want to. So now I have this entire process down to a very simple system, very simple format where I can copy and paste and repeat over and over again. Just a few tweaks, a few edits, and it's good to go. So by doing this, like I say, I launched the service in the last 72 hours because I know there's people out there that need the service, and I know you guys will benefit from this as well. So let's kick off. So what is a webinar? A webinar is something very simple. It's a marketing strategy. No matter what anyone tells you, it's a marketing strategy. That's the way to get leads, to get people into your business, into your system, into your funnels, to get people to hear what you want to talk about, and people to understand what you're about or who you are and what you're all your business about and what value you can share. It's a simple marketing strategy. So what's included in a webinar funnel? So the key thing that people will, okay, the platform you all talk about is Zoom. Okay, this is the way to deliver your webinar, but it's the backend I'm talking about. So everything I'm talking about today is the backend. So platforms that we use, or I use commonly myself and clients, is Kajabi. It's one of the best ones out there, and I'll still always put my hands up. I tried over 22 platforms, paid and purchased, and Kajabi always comes the top. There's ClickFunnels, MailChimp, Mailerlite. There's GoFunnelBox, for all those don't know, and Mordern. These are the 2 new platforms that came out in the last year or so that seems to be replicating Kajabi very closely at a fraction of the price. Now, Kajabi has a monthly subscription fee. At the basic, I think it's $129 US. GoFunnelBox has a lifetime access to this platform for little, I think about $400 US. And Mordern, I'm part of this platform, and they've got a even lower price. I think it's about $100 US for lifetime access, but this is the basic package. But these are the platforms that you need to host the following. You need to host your lead magnet, your landing page, your sign-up forms, your thank you forms, your email sequences, and your sales page. Now, in the past, you'll probably be using different platforms to try and plug in all this, you know, ActiveCampaign for your mail sequence, for your lead magnet, something different. You need WordPress is one of the platforms to use, but it's very bulky and very complicated to use. So I suggest these are the top ones I've been using, tried and tested, and I know it works well. and it's user friendly, and you guys can move around this platforms very, very simply. Once it's done, you can edit and set up very quickly yourselves if you guys want to. So this is an overview of what a webinar funnel looks like. So don't get overwhelmed and get confused. You know, this is a very simple way I could show you. I know looks very complicated at now, so take a moment to look at it, and I'll very quickly run down. So this is where it all starts. It all starts in your social media platforms where you want to post your webinar or link or something about it. And from there, if you're using a lead magnet to drive people to webinars. So I'll go more into detail with the lead magnets now. So this is where you post your lead magnets on a social media platform, get people to sign up for it. At the process, they'll get an email, and it goes through the entire sequence, goes through a funnel system. This is what I call a funnel that takes this all done automatically. So I've been setting up all this here for myself to run this automatically, so I don't have the headache of worrying about it when it comes to setting up a webinar. All I have to do is set up do a few tweaks, a few changes, change the time, dates, and the sequence is good to go. So when someone clicks something, it runs the entire sequence for me for 2 or 3 weeks non-stop. And I don't have to pick my head and worry about anything, or no one's getting no information. Okay, so I'm going to take it to the first one. So what I use for most of my clients is the lead magnets. For those of you who don't want the lead magnets, it's an easy way to entice people to sign up to something or come into your database. But it's one way to get people to come into a form, fill up a form, and it takes you to a webinar or to a landing page where you register for your webinar. It's a way to entice people to get something for free in exchange for their email addresses. It's something very simple. When you're creating a lead magnet for your webinars, create something that's related to the topic of your webinars. You know, a lot of people will create a lead magnet that they're continuously using for a different funnel, and they'll try to use it for a webinar. It doesn't work because it does not relate. So try to give something very close that relates to your webinar topic. Always provide value in these lead magnets, and don't give, just don't give wishy-washy information. Give something they can use straight away. So keep it short and keep it easy. If you're doing an ebook or a guide or something, keep it about five pages long. Give quick tips and tools and make it very easy for them to use. Once they download, it doesn't take long for someone to read a few pages and leave it in the inbox or forget about it. So give them value. By giving this little value, for them getting a taste of who you are and what you can offer, it allows them to settle into the webinar with ease. They understand, okay, this person can really help me, so I want to go into the webinar because she's got my ideal struggle. She's addressing my frustration, my topics, my pain points. Everything is addressed in this lead funnel. So make something very easy. The most popular ones at the moment is, of course, the ebooks, your step-by-step guides, like say 5 steps to abundance, 5 steps to something, or 10 rules, or your cheat sheets. I'm going to give you a cheat sheet that gives you 5 ways to do things that find simple and easy. And then your short training videos. When I say short training videos, I mean nothing more than 5 or 10 minutes long. You can create 2 or 3 in a series and use it as a lead magnet. This is an introduction to what you can teach in a webinar. It's an introduction to you and what you're about. So make it very short and user-friendly. Lead magnets are very powerful if used right. I've been using lead magnets for the last 3 years. It's a very, very powerful tool, and it can be done very simply. You can either do it on a Word document and drive it from your Google Box, or do it from on Canva, PowerPoint, and use it as a downloadable PDF, and host it all from your Google Drive. Just copy a link from your Google Drive and send it away, right? So, but as a lead magnet is one of the very effective ways. So a lead magnet can be used. So if you're doing a webinar every single month, instead of every time posting, join my webinar, attend my webinar, you can use a lead magnet as enticements. So if you're doing a webinar at the end of the month, at the start of the month, start using a lead magnet and saying, who wants a copy of my 5 simple tips to launch or to mindset? Let them download that. They'll get directed to the landing page. They're getting something, and they can feel they got some value out of you, and they get some time to read your value, your ebooks or your cheat sheets, and they're looking forward to your webinar. You can't be posting the same thing all the time. Attend my webinar, here's a link to a webinar, because people will eventually just drone off. They will stop watching your posts and get your posts. So keep them engaged. And lead magnets is one way to get people engaged. Everybody with me? If I'm getting too techy, just tell me. Yeah, all right, fantastic. All right, let's get into into the entire funnel now. I'm going to start you from start to end. So I want you to watch for certain signs. The green ones, it means I'm going to take you to the next page. So for those who are using lead magnets as an option, which I really highly recommend, simple thing you need to do is to have a attention grabbing heading on a form, a little image, your sign up form, and a call to action. That's all you need on a sign up form for lead magnets. So in the past, people were telling me I needed to create a landing page where my lead magnet was housed. Very quickly, I realized there's a lot of work to build too many things on too many platforms. So all I needed to build was a form. And in any platform that you use, the forms are really available to use to edit. And it's easy to edit. Few quick tweaks to the forms, the templates, and you got a form ready to go, which you will share the link. This is the link you'll share on social media and so forth. So what happens when someone clicks onto the details, enters the names, it goes to it sends out an email, an automated email. So this is where your form will ask you, or it'll give you it'll give you an ability to trick what happens next. It's a trigger that happens after your form. So when you're filling a form, it'll always ask you what's the next step, or what happens when someone clicks on that, what's the next step. So here you want to send up an email sequence, or you want to set up an email that sends them the download. Even if the download is available right away, you still want to send them an email to remind them here's the link for the download. The reason why we do both is to get people used to seeing your emails coming through. If for the first time, they get to see your email coming through, they get to see your title, they get to see your name, and know who you are in the inbox and start watching for what's coming. If you download straight away, they're never going to see who you are. Without sending an email, they're never going to see who you are. And on that email, all you do is click and download and get the free, whatever you're sending out, a free PDF or free guide or whatever is going on. But from there, so this is what happens automatically. When you click download, they'll automatically get this sequence, but at the back end, they'll be directed to your landing page. So this is where it all happens. This is key to setting up your webinar backend, is a landing page. This is where someone's actually going to register for your webinar. So things that you need, very simple things that you need on your webinar page, on your landing page. Keep it simple and keep it short. Just an attention grabbing headline and a subheading. Keep your headlines short. Keep it about 5 or 6 words long. Don't go over. Go from pain to purpose. Here's a 5-day or 3-day webinar will teach you how to go from the simple rules. Keep it short and simple. Don't give long lines, because people will you get frustrated yourself and you get overwhelmed with trying to figure out what you're talking about. So keep it short and image. You can either add a video or an image. Some clients choose to have their own images because that's their lifestyle or personality people know online. Some people will create a little video. I create little videos that invites people to the webinars. For 1, they get to see me. 2, they get to listen to my voice. And 3, they get to see what kind of person I am very quickly. And of course, you want to have the main thing, is the call to action, which is register here. I tend to put in a timer. Some clients don't, but I tend to put in a timer, which works very well, which has the countdown to when this webinar is. It's not it's a handy tool to have, so people know, okay, I've got, X amount of days in order to sign up if they don't have a chance now. If they're seeing it on an external platform, on a mobile site, something that's working, they still got a chance to come back and sign up again. And of course, a little benefits about what's the webinar about, information about the webinar, and a bit about yourself. But try to keep your landing page as short, as simple as you can. Don't put too much information in. Some people will put testimonials, they'll put, third-party kind of links, a lot of videos. Try to keep it as simple as you can. Now, the reason why I say keep it as simple as you can, remember, people, when someone is opening an attachment or opening a website or a landing page, depending on what device they're using, it'll take time to download onto that page so they can see all the information. If you've got too much things happening on your landing page, it's going to slow the time someone gets to see your page, or things will open and people will very quickly move away. They'll say, this page is not working, I'm going to move on. So keep it as clean as possible. There's little heavy information on it. So your video is the heaviest thing you should have, or the image should be the heaviest thing you have on the landing page. The rest is keep it easy text, clear text, bold. What's your webinar about? What's the benefits? When it is, time, date, and that's it. And of course, the main thing is to register now on the form. So what happens once they click here, it takes them to a webinar sign-up form will pop up, or take them to an external one, depending on the platform you're using. This is where they enter the details. And from there, it'll send you to a thank you page. A thank you page is a very simple page that says, your registration is confirmed. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, or don't forget to join our community, whatever you want. Or look, you can do a short video as well to say thank you for registering to the webinar. It can be a minute long, nothing fancy. Keep it simple again. But once someone signs up the form, there should be an automated sequence going to say they confirmed. They are registered to the webinar, which houses your time, your date, the link to your webinar, which is your Zoom link or whatever platform you're using, and a confirmation of what things they need to do ahead of time of the webinar. If they need to download a workbook guide, this is where you'll include it. If they need to do a certain exercise or some homework before they attend the webinar, this is where everything needs to go into this sequence. So this needs to happen instantaneously. As they fill out the details, this needs to happen at the same time. So on the platform you're using, it will always tell you or ask you to schedule automatically, and will ask you when. So the tips will say, at sign up form, what will happen, and this what happens. Send them an email. Okay, so this is start with your email sequence. This is called your pre-email sequence. From that sequence, this, as you're getting closer to your webinar, this should happen automatically as well. So this should take me a lot of time sending out emails one at a time until I learn how to do everything automated. So you want to send out a reminder email one day, 48 hours, however you want to set up your email sequence, but I normally send it one day before. And again, I share the time, I share the date and the link for the call. This is the reminder. So just the reason why we send out these reminders is in case by some chance your email goes into the junk folder or spam folder, you still got something to remind them this is happening. And then again, we send out one hour before we go live again, because some people might forget, or the calendar might not be hooked up to the Outlook or to the Gmail. So this is another reminder, and we'll go again 15 minutes before as a reminder. Again, with the link is important on this one. You know, you tell them you're going live now. Here's the link. Keep your emails short. Do not put massive images behind that. Don't put the countdown timer on your emails or any big images, because that will send it into spam automatically, or send it into a promotional side of your email. So try to keep it in your primary box always. So try to keep those emails very short and text driven. Stay away from the big images or from any heavy materials on this one. And of course, on the day when you're going to go live, once you're hosting your webinar, you should send out a "we are live" kind of reminder. So just as you're going live, this will trigger at the same time. So you can set the sequence, or you can set up the trigger sequence that has the date and the time it goes out automatically. All platforms, or all major platforms, have the capability to send out the sequence. Okay, this is happening during your webinar. So again, you share the link for people that are coming in late, so nobody misses out. You want to get as much people into your webinar as possible at the last minute. Sometimes people will not see the email until 10 or 15 minutes after you go live. So this reminds them that you've gone live again. Okay, so during your webinar, whatever you're going to just give information about, or whatever you're going to talk about, at the end of the webinar, you know for yourself, for all those that are doing webinars, you always have a call to action or an offer, and you need to send them to somewhere. And that's why we create a sales page. So always have a sales page on standby. There's a difference between a landing page and a sales page. Now, a sales page, this is where you're talking about either you want to book a call with somebody, with yourself, or you want to promote your service or promote a discount offer for that site. Do not send them to a website, because this is what frustrates people, because you're sending someone it's like sending someone to a supermarket to one of the shelves to look for one product that you asked them to look for. So make it as simple as you can and give them a sales page to go to that has all the details very simply laid out for them. What's their offer, or what's the call to action inside it? Okay, so that's the reason why we have a sales page in there. After you go live and after you finish your webinar, there should be a post email sequence that you have to or should trigger on. Okay, so from that, you should be able to start sending you so you should do this probably a couple of hours after your webinar or a day after it. You'll send them a thank you, a little recap about your webinar, some tips and tools that you didn't mention in the webinar or something new, and of course, invite them to watch the replay. That's your first sequence you want to send out. You want to wait a day, and the following day, send them a reminder again for all those that didn't see, because this could have went into the spam or junk folder. So remind them again, here's a replay. And share the call to action on this one. Now, when I said the reason I didn't ask them to do a call to action on this one, because you don't want to bombard them so quickly. You just want them to have the information again that they missed. Here's one that you want to remind them is a call to action. Book a call or put a link to your landing page or to your sales page, but you want to offer them the replay. And one more time, you want to do a recap of your entire webinar, and the sequence is a day after. So you're going to go 3 days, one after the other on this one. You want to offer them the replay, a recap of your webinar, or invite them to an encore. An encore webinar is something that's been introduced recently. I don't know if you know Sarah Gray, she's talking about this, and it seems to work. I've done it myself just once as a test, and it works. I got a lot more people coming to the encore one than I had originally, because people didn't realize the times. So you can either invite them to the encore or give them the link to the replay again, or send them to your sales page. But this is an important part of what happens after the webinar. So what happens for most people that finish the webinars, they fail to send out this sequence. And that's where people forget about you and realize, hang on, I learned something, I got the notes, and then they don't hear from you again. So this is a very important sequence. And of course, your sales page. This is where all the information or everything you just spoke about, this is how they can get hold of you, get your offer, buy a product, or book a call. While setting up your sales page, this also has a short sequence. So when someone clicks to book a call, you want to send them a quick email to say that you've got the confirmation of call booked, or you want to nurture your audience. If someone says, click something, and you want to send up an email just to give them some information based off that sales page, off that offer, off that book a call, off the call to action. So very quickly, you just want to send a quick follow-up email and give some tips and tools to nurture your audience in that email. Like I said, keep it short and sweet, don't make it heavy, and you send the last reminder. So this is all that's happening over probably a 2-week period. But all this is set automated on a platform, right? So this is where everyone gets frustrated, because they realize there's so many different things I need to send out all the time, every single day. And this is what stops them from going through the entire funnel process, because they feel they have to do this manually every single time. Your platforms allow you to do this automated. Any platform allows you to do automated if you're using the right platform too. And I know I'm harping on about platform, but like I say, I've been testing so many different platforms, and I know how important this is and what's the feedback I get from my webinar attendees or from clients. And once you build a system like this, you can use this over and over again. All you need to do is change the times, the dates. The sequence will stay the same, and all you can do is edit some of the links to your Zoom call to attend live, or links to your replays. But the automation stays the same, and you can use it every single month or every single week, or whenever you want to do webinars. Any questions on that so far? If I'm going too fast, let me know. Otherwise, any questions so far? Ask away in the chat box. So does Mailerlite automate this? Yes, Mailerlite automates this. This was one of the very first platforms I used, and Mailerlite does automate it. Actually, Mailerlite has one of the best automated sequences on any platform that I know of, even better than Kajabi. Any questions so far? No. I know this is very tech heavy. There's a lot of information to take in at this time, but once you watch this carefully and go back again, setting it up is quite simple. It'll take you a bit of time, a day or so, to set it up. But once it's set up, you can use it over and over and over again. Okay. So how we share our links. So this is the important part. So this part people forget about, and this is part I want to emphasize on, right? So when you're creating your webinar, your landing page, or your forms, or your sales pages on any platform, do not share the full link directly from the platform. Share a short link that's created from this platform called Bitly. This stops the algorithms on Facebook or any social media from blocking your link going through. If you share a direct link from a platform, the link could be very long. Some links I know are severely long, and any social media platform will stop you from sharing that link if it's too long. So take that long link and send that into a platform called Bitly. Hang on, I'll give you a quick look and I'll show what I mean. You guys can still see on the screen here. This is the Bitly platform. You take a long sequence. That's the long sequence, and it creates you a very short link to use. This is highly, highly recommended. All social media platforms will take this link very easily. Instagram stories will take this link very easily. LinkedIn will take it very easily. The long links like this, they won't. They'll stop you along the way. So your post won't go out, reach the right people, won't go viral, won't go anywhere. It'll stay stuck in just one post and that's it, with the least amount of engagement. So that's why using this helps a lot. Okay. Let's go back to the presentation here. So places to share a link is, of course, on Facebook, you can create an event on Facebook. For those of you who don't know that, LinkedIn has the exact same feature. You can create an event on LinkedIn, and this is where you share the links to either your lead magnets or to your landing page. That's taken from Bitly. And of course, you can share it through all your social media platforms on post and via email as well. But these are 2 pages your links will be shared, either lead magnets and it follows the sequence, or you share the landing page link and it'll take you through the entire, and the sequence starts from there until they attend your webinar, and the sequence will go from there, or the funnel will go from there. Any questions so far? Feel free to unmute yourself or go in the chat. Okay. So for all those that are wondering, I've launched a service recently over the last 48 hours. It's called the Webinar Done For You. This is where I help you guys to actually do it for you. So if you guys feel this is really, really heavy, it's too much tech behind it, this is where I can do it all for you. So for those of you wondering, this is my call to action. So of course you can include this in every webinar, so you do it yourselves. So I'm doing it for you guys as well. This is my call to action. If you want me to do this, the complete setup for you, set up the entire funnel for you, I can do it for you. I can do it as a once-off, and I'll show you how to keep editing it and using it and copy and paste it every single month yourself, or can help you as an ongoing service. This is what my service provides. All right, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely amazing having you here. Thank you for taking your time. And I hope to see you guys on social media, promoting your own webinars, inviting me to your own webinars. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm sure Eva should be watching, and she's really proud of you guys for taking this hour off to ask the questions, to get so involved in your business. All I'm going to say at the end of it, I know Eva will tell you all this, and this is the big part of things, hold your mindset to what you want to achieve. Okay, so when I started out this business, I had no clients, I had no offer, I had no service. All I had was a dream in my head, an idea I wanted, and a goal I wanted to chase after. I know Eva always says I'm holding to my goal card. You'll probably won't see it. I have a goal card and read every single day, but do it with some feeling inside and hold on to that feeling as long as you can. Isabella, don't get frustrated with what you can see in front of you. Now hold on to that dream, hold on to the idea you have, that you're serving that many people. The ideas of support will come to you, always, 100%. Eva is your one will always tell you this, and you can see from myself, I will always say this. All I'm holding on is to how many people I can help with what I can do, and the services will come, or I can provide services. I created an entire Webinar Done For You service out of the blues because a client needed the service. I was doing it automatically, so why not share it with the rest of the world? Every one of you in here has a lot to offer. So that's all you hold on to. Hold on to the focus, hold on with feeling, hold on with intention, go for your goals. All righty, I'll leave you all that. All right, have a fabulous evening, have a fantastic weekend, and hope to see you again soon. All right, have a good one. Bye now.